So can Candace, in a deposition situation, assuming this case goes beyond a motion to dismiss, can she force Brigitte Macron to submit to DNA tests to prove that she's a woman, or swab tests to prove that she's a woman, or I don't know, whatever other ways that um that people, I don't know, how do you prove that you are a woman? I mean, your 40 years of, you know, menstruation or whatever, you went through it in this experience, and you have somebody saying that you're not, you didn't have these experiences, you pushed out three heads, you're still not a woman. And, how does Brigitte prove that she's a woman to satisfy Candace Owens, the court, and the rest of the public? I mean, I don't know. I'm thinking maybe there are DNA tests that she can do. There are swab tests like spit, maybe in chromosomes. And I don't know. Do we have chromosomes? You don't have chromosomes in your saliva. I don't know. I don't know. The point, though, is I'm thinking about is I think about this 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, because it's just so fascinating to me. I have other things I can think about, like my own deportation from France, right? But here I am obsessed about Brigitte and Candace because I see some parallels in Brigitte's situation and my own situation, because one of the reasons the prefecture said that I don't belong in France and I have to leave is because I don't have children and I don't have a husband. And to me, that's an attack on my womanhood. That's an attack on the way that I chose to live my womanhood on this earth and in this country. And so that's why I'm really sympathetic to Brigitte. Also, the fact that Candace has been so mean to Megan, right? So I'm like, wow. And just the legal aspect, because, in the end, I'm kind of neutral, but I'm like, wow, can Candace force Brigitte to prove, like in a deposition, she asks for DNA tests or for swab results of a swab test. Let me tell you something. If she does that and the court allows it, because the court could find this is too intrusive, and, because Candace is not Candace, but Brigitte's lawyers are going to object to any kind of intrusive test or whatever, and they're going to say, look, we have her birth certificate, we have pictures of her as a little girl in school and, throughout her life. We have her living openly as a woman for 72 years. We have the testimony of friends and neighbors throughout the years. What more do you need, right? And so I doubt that the court would allow Candace and her people to insist on intrusive tests like DNA tests or saliva tests, but it could, in theory, happen, right? What if it does happen and it proves conclusively, and as it will, I think it will, that this woman is a woman? And what if they do that early on in the process? Candace will be so screwed. I can't even tell you. I mean, this is an $800 million suit, right? Mark my words. And Candace's hubris worries me, because usually when people are that sure about their position, it only means that they're wrong, right? And so for Candace's sake, I hope she has a cat in the bag that we don't know, some smoking gun, because otherwise.